Today, with the ringing of our peace bowl, we affirm our collective hope for peace in the world, in our country, and within ourselves. We acknowledge that these lands that we love are the unceded, ancestral, and historical lands of the Yavapai people. Good morning. I am Suki Jones, your worship associate this morning. Our minister, the Reverend Michelle LaGrave, is on a leave of absence. Oh, she's here! Oh my God! She's on a leave of absence. She's back for the congressional meeting after the service today, so thank you for being here, and I hope you have a chance you and Manuel can talk for a while. So we are honored to have two special guests with us this morning. We have everybody's hometown favorite musician and composer. Jonathan Best will be conducting the choir this morning in two of his own compositions. And Manuel Lucero, the executive director, of the Museum of Indigenous People. So a little bit of background about Manuel. Manuel, is that short for Emmanuel or something? Yeah, like manual labor, yeah. So he has lived and worked in the Prescott area since 2007. His educational background is in American Indian Studies, and he is a veteran of the United States Army. Manuel has been involved with the museum since 2014. He and his wife and 3 children are involved with the local Native community and participate in ceremony, along with powwows and gourd dances throughout the Southwest. They originally came to Arizona to facilitate his wife's education, and they chose Prescott over the Valley because they felt a sense of community, and it was a place that was safe for the children. Manuel is a sun dancer, gourd dancer, and a Southern straight dancer at powwow, like his father, brothers, and sons. He is the former president of the Prescott Powwow Committee and the president of the Granite Mountain Gourd Society, and currently is serving as chaplain at the local Veterans of Foreign Wars post, where he and his wife are lifetime members. Manuel believes in the Museum of Indigenous Peoples' mission, and he believes it is never too late to make things right. And I'd like to add here, I just found out that next month, June's Seas of Support is for the Museum of Indigenous People. So we can help. We can help make things right. Okay, now Manuel's message that went out in the View was titled, Maintaining Native American Traditions in the Contemporary World. But we had to get something into the View, so I don't know what he's going to talk about. Manuel is going to talk about what Manuel wants to talk about. But since this is the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, you'll hear the word revolution and revolutionary love today. What else can I tell you about all of this? Just stick around, and I'm going to turn it over to our choir and choir director.
You will be expected to sing along. You have to pretend you know it, because that's what we're doing. Two bars.
Good morning again, and a warm welcome to everyone. Anybody here? I saw a lot of red name tags around. Some people who are here for the first time. If you are interested, just raise your hand so we know that how many of you there are, and make sure we say hello to you after the service. Come join us in Davis Hall for goodies, and a very special warm welcome to you. I also want to remind Bronwyn, because we didn't talk before the service, she wanted to be the chalice lighter today. So, not yet. I just wanted to remind you. Just sit down. No, right there. No. Anyway, we are glad you are all here. Whoever you are, wherever you come from, wherever you find yourself in life's journey, whether you walked in or rolled in or zoomed in, whichever your pronouns, whomever you love, you are welcome here. You belong here. We begin our service in the Unitarian tradition of lighting a chalice. Our chalice lighter this morning is Bronwyn Butterfield. We light this chalice in memory of the courage of those who have struggled for freedom, the persistence of those who have struggled for justice, and the love of those who've built beloved communities to carry on the light of hope.
Is this working? All right. Lucero. Manuel Lucero, da guado, ja la gihi, ayeli yumuya, ane yumuya. What I said was, hello, my name is Manuel. That's the Gettysburg Address. OCO, in the Cherokee language, what I said was, hello, my name is Manuel Lucero, I'm from the Cherokee Nation of Oklahoma. And OCO, in the Cherokee language, it's a greeting, like hello. But if we think about it, we've been saying that word our entire lives that we could speak. And what does it mean, literally? Well, it's a greeting, right? I'm pretty sure it's German somewhere. But OCO is a combination of words to kind of make a phrase that has genuine meaning. And so, Oya in Cherokee is the hearth. So the hearth around your fire, the fireplace at home, or the stones around a campfire is the hearth. And that's where people gather for warmth. They gather to share stories. They gather typically as family and friends, folks who love each other. Yeah? You gather around and have a meal. Because no matter what culture you come from, food is where it's at, right? Food. So, Oya, the hearth. Asi is a little piece of the sun, is the fire, right? So Asi, a little piece of the sun. And Ton is you. So when I say Ocio, welcome to my fire. Welcome to my fire. So again, folks, I say Ocio. Ocio. All right, all right. I hope y'all don't mind that I say a little prayer before we start. Y'all are welcome, and please do pray right along with me in your own way and talk to Creator, Great Spirit, whatever you may or may not call that powerful being that watches over us. Pray in your own way, and it'll multiply. Because as we get into this revolution talk, as Suki mentioned earlier, we, the people, matter. Oh, Wapilato Kashla, Grandfather Creator, in that good way we come before you. From the east, Grandfather, where the sun rises in the sky, we ask that that new daylight, that new beginning, that new change for us comes to all these people in that good way, Grandfather Kashla. Grandfather, we ask that you bring that change and bring that light just like a new morning day, and just like this season in the spring, when these young people come in, when they're coming from the spirit world into this world, and they grow and grow and learn, give them a good, safe place to grow and learn from. Grandfather Kashla, we thank you for these things. Grandfather, from the south, we ask that you have that warmth of the sun, that love of summertime, when we celebrate our young adulthood as teenagers, that warmth, that love, that comes to us in that good way, Grandfather Kashla. Well, as a teenager, you think you find love anyway. Grandfather Kashla, we ask for those things to come in a good way here for these folks, and that these blessings and that love continue to spread amongst them, and they take it home with them as they go, Grandfather Kashla, and it spreads again and again and again. Grandfather, to the west, we ask that the autumn and that season of change comes to folks in a very good way. Grandfather, I ask that change comes to these folks for things that are not doing so well in their lives. Grandfather, I ask for that change to come to this entire country. Grandfather, I ask for that change to continue to bestow those beautiful blessings on us, Grandfather Kashla. We thank you for these things, and we thank you for these things, and we look forward to seeing them come to fruition. Grandfather Kashla, from the north, or our elders, the time of our elders in the winter time, where we come inside and Grandma, Grandpa tell me a story. Grandfather Kashla, I ask that we keep our ears and our eyes and our hearts and our minds open to listening to our elders, to listening to those that have lived through these things, Grandfather Kashla, that we take their advice, that we share with them our woes so they can give us those good words, and that we are open enough to receive them. Grandfather Kashla, welcome them home, because they're on their last leg of that journey. And Grandfather, we ask for all these things from you in your name. Aho Mitake, Aho Yasin. We are all related. Amen.
Please rise in body or spirit to sing our opening hymn, Gathered Here. It's number 389 in the black hymnal, if anybody has one. And the words are on the screen. Please join me in saying the words to our covenant. Love is the doctrine of this congregation. The quest for truth is sacrament. Our financial offerings today help sustain this congregation as a place where all voices can be heard, where truth can be spoken without fear, where vulnerability is met with compassion. We give in gratitude for this beloved community and with the hope for a world where more voices can speak the truth. Let us remember that this congregation and its programs are supported by your generosity. We also give back to the greater community through our Seeds of Support program. This month's recipient is the youth-centered and youth-driven organization, The Launchpad, and you can read more about them up on the slide. If you'd like to contribute online, please visit our website at prescottuu.org. And the ushers will now collect the offering. We acknowledge the generosity of spirit expressed through this offering. What is given in love is received in gratitude. Amen and blessed be. Joy and grief, health and sickness, peace and anger, life and death, wholeness and brokenness. We each bring all of these here to this sanctuary of unity in diversity. As we experience this time of meditation and music, we take a few moments to silently acknowledge the joys and concerns of our hearts and minds. If there is an event that moves you to joy or sorrow, hope or gratitude, grief or remembrance, you're invited to come forward and drop a pebble into our communal water. Let the commingling of ripples be an affirmation of our connection to one another. our joys and concerns surrounded by the healing communal water of our beloved community be acknowledged here today. So may it be. So our reading today is called Revolutionary Love, which is also the same name as the song that Jonathan will be singing afterwards with the choir. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for my faith. My faith that our collective love, united, can drown out the evils of empire and hate and greed. Together, we create a love energy more powerful than any force of oppression. Because when two or more people are gathered side by side, arm in arm, shoulder to shoulder, the force of love ignites liberation. Revolutionary love calls us to know ourselves deeply, see God in the stranger, find beauty in the imperfect. Revolutionary love calls us to find the divine in dirt, the holy in the heartache, and the sacred in the scars. Revolutionary love calls us out and then back in. Revolutionary love calls us to be better and do better. Revolutionary love calls us to heal and hold each other, because none of us would be here if it weren't for our faith in each other.
Okay.
Oh, man. Yeah, one more time for that. Jonathan, I got it. Brother, where you get that jacket? Man, I saw my tribe in there, my neighbor tribe, they got them all in there. Man, oh man. You might get mugged in the parking lot. I wouldn't do that to you. I would trade you for it though. You get stuck in the old Indian barter. The revolution. Yes. Now, my message and whatnot, when Suki come up with that name, because the name I had was pretty lame, and she's like, no. Well, how about this? Dealing with living in a way and trying to maintain Native American tradition in a contemporary world can be difficult, but the thing is, it's everywhere. Not unlike her words just a few moments ago, where you find the sacred in the scars. Well, when she mentioned earlier that I'm a sun dancer, do any of y'all know what that is? There's a few, very few. Y'all ever see an old Western movie, A Man Called Horse? Where he got pierced and hung from the tree, and that's Sundance. 4 days, no food, no water. They're pierced through the chest and hung up from the tree until it breaks. The 6 scars I wear on my chest are sacred. The revolution is sacred. And I'll tell you why. To me, as an indigenous man, as a tribal member in today's world, I see it all around me. The founding fathers, Franklin and Jefferson, were very, very interested in the governing bodies of the Haudenosaunee, the Iroquois people. They had a system of government where you had these elected representatives under one long house, get it? And in that house, those representatives, you had the big brothers, which there were 2 from each clan or tribe or band. And then, depending on the populace of said tribe, clan, or band within the League of the Iroquois, you had, depending again on the populace, you had more representatives in the little brothers. Sound familiar? And then you had the executive branch, which were the Sachem, or the chiefs. And what's the title of the guy that sits in the White House? Commander in? Thank you. Then you had the faith keepers. I thought that was a great word to call these women, all of them, women. They were elected through consensus, and they served for life as a judicial branch of the Haudenosaunee. They decided what happened when there was crime. Very little. They decided what happened to, do we go to war? Do we not? What do we do with the prisoners? Well, this family here had lost a son. They need another pair of hands in their village, so this prisoner is going to now be adopted and become their son. They got way off track on that one. But the position for life, and you're a judge, they stuck to that. It took them a while to get women in there, though. Compensating for something. I'll stop. No, I won't. But they got this idea, and they spread that around because, man, they just couldn't deal with these tyrants anymore. They didn't want to live under that yoke of tyranny. And they got a taste hanging out with these Iroquois of what real freedom is. And so they ran with it. And what really got them to band together was this beautiful story told by the Sachem that was visiting them. And then the story was retold during the signing of the Declaration of Independence. This chief came and he said, the great peacemaker came upon us. Him and Hiawatha, that was his buddy. The great peacemaker came upon us while we were warring with each other. The Mohawks against the Oneidas, against the Seneca, and so on. And he said, soon, these other people are going to come along and they're going to mess up everything y'all got, right? He said, you need to understand, and he reached down into his quiver and he pulled out one arrow and he broke it. One arrow is easily broken. A child could break this arrow in two. But, and he pulled out 5, because at that time there were 5 in the Confederacy of the Iroquois, League of the Iroquois. And he bound them together, and he could not break them. He handed it to other men in the group to try to break. No one could break these arrows, bound together, because they were strong, united. They were strong, united. And if you take a dollar bill out of your wallet or your pocketbook, you can tell I'm from back east, huh? Pocketbook. Your purse. You take a dollar bill out and look at that eagle on the back. In his left talon, he's holding 13 arrows bound for the 13 original colonies. So how do I deal with being a traditional native person or living in my traditional values? I just look around and I see it. I see it in, everything we say and do. We walk around and we'll trade something or what have you, and you say, okay, you okay? Okay. That's a Choctaw word. That ain't English. Think about it. Okay. Does that sound like an English word to you? No, it's not. It's Choctaw. It is to end a trade agreement. Well, this could be better, but okay. See, we're going to use this word later for that jacket. But I think there's supposed to be some slides or something. Oh, there they go. Oh, look at that handsome devil. We're able to go, of course, we don't run around dressed like this all the time. For one, you couldn't get nowhere because tourists would want to stop and take pictures with you every 2 seconds. It's a good way to make some quick money, though. We actually don't, we kind of frown on that. We call it chiefing. Look at it. There's my little family there. Yeah. See, look, I was wearing a cowboy hat, but really I played for the other team. And my oldest boy, little Manuel, we sent him off to West Point, United States Military Academy about 9 years ago. My lovely wife, Nicole, my youngest son, Wyatt, and my daughter at the time, Walelu. Walelu has since transitioned, and his name is now Kenny. But, yeah. And my father and I. So it's easy for me sometimes to just go back and forth when it's applicable. When I do run into troubles, as many of us do as spiritual people that live out there, right, outside them doors, outside the doors of our home, it's difficult because there is so much out there that is absolutely the opposite of what we try to keep in our hearts. Absolutely the opposite. So, that's Grandpa. He fought in World War II. I never knew it, but he was Golden Gloves of the Army. That's all he ever told me. But I found out when he passed away and I got his military stuff to do his funeral. I was still in the service at the time. He actually was part of the Army paratroopers that jumped in and pulled the Marines out of the POW camps in Japan before we dropped the bomb. Never spoke of it. That little Indian stood about that tall. That's Grandma. I think we were at a family gathering, and my cousin showed up, one of my girl cousins. She had these little breeches on, with it. And Grandma's face, she put some clothes on. That's it. Put some clothes on. You know better than that. Yeah. But like I said, it's everywhere. As these things flash through and I notice them, I'll pop in stories. But I figured just some background of what we do, living indigenously. That's Uncle Tony Largo. We lost him to COVID. He's 82nd Airborne, Vietnam. But we look around us, we find the divine in the dirt. We think of that revolution as something we're still fighting. We're warriors. All of us. Those eagle feathers that we're wearing, we earned them. Some in the military, but most of them in service here. So the way to be a warrior isn't always fighting and hurting somebody else. It's fighting for and defending the person right next to you, whether that be in foreign soil or right here in our own backyards, looking out for each other. You think about it, when the founding fathers come up with the Constitution and hold those truths to be self-evident and all, we the people. Now, if you were born and raised under the yoke and tyranny of a matriarch, or a monarchy, sorry. I come from matrilineal society, monarchy, where the king has absolute power because apparently God told somebody once, whatever. That concept of we the people is absolutely alien to you. It's foreign to you. They got this from the folks who were here to say hi. We the people. By the way, that's Wyatt, the youngest boy. That's the first fish he ever caught. Yeah. I was like, get your finger out of there. But yeah, my brother Tim and my dad. Yeah. Anywho, we the people. At the end of my prayer, it said, Homatakia, Hoyas, to all my relations. We are all related. And that means you and me. But it also means the rocks and the trees and the birds, the four-leggeds, the little creepy crawlers, and even the snakes. All of us. All of us. All of us are the Great Spirit's children. All of us. Scientists are just now figuring out that trees talk to each other. We knew that a long time ago. You know, the animals used to talk to us too, a long time ago. But we screwed it up because human beings suck. We are not good neighbors. As a general rule, we just are not. That's old Wyatt there. He's a little frightened to go out to dance. And I was like, listen, buddy, the drum will tell you what to do. And he's like, Dad. And my cousin Paul, me, my dad, and my youngest brother Matt. Anywho. The way we go about living, it can be difficult. It's like your foot being in two canoes at one time, going down a stream. Sometimes it's nice and calm and I can just cruise along. As long as I keep my hips moving, right? Until my back gives out. But you hit them rapids. You feel like you got to take one foot out of the canoe, put it in the other one. There's nothing you can really do when you're living in two worlds that way because you're going to get wet no matter what. You're going to get hurt. You're going to get scraped. You're going to get bruised. And if you ain't real careful, you might drown. So to keep your head above water, you focus and you find those things. So amongst the traffic and the smell of diesel and people yelling obscenities to each other across the street, I'm just talking about sitting at a park bench at Whiskey Row at the courthouse. You can also look up and there's birds singing to each other, and there's squirrels looking for something to eat. Life is still going on. It's still happening. And you look a little further, there's a couple holding hands, and that's divine too. So how do I, oh, there's Walelu just before transition. I think she was 14 in that one. My wife making our regalia. Yeah, you can't buy that stuff in Sears catalog. Or wait a minute, eBay or Amazon. Yeah, Sears catalog. Dated myself on that one, didn't I? But it's the way that we are able to keep our minds open, our eyes open, to keep our hearts open, to be able to function and do both of these things. Oh yeah, that's why he won like this little contest, Native Cuties, I think it was, and there was all, yeah, it was a little war paint, yeah, yeah. Those of you who are part of that storyteller group, peacekeepers, peace builders. Thank you, ma'am. You see that stick he's got? He's holding Dad's dancing stick. That's the one I handed y'all. I gave them to a talking stick so that they can use in their meetings, which is a Native American tradition, and it keeps people from all talking at once. And everybody gets that stick, and when it's your turn, you say all the things you need to say. And when you're done talking, you pass it on. And it goes around a few times, because sometimes somebody says something that sparks another idea in your head. But it keeps order, and only the person with the talking stick gets to talk. So I gave that to them so that the peace builders can maintain peace in their peace building meeting. They use it every meeting. Outstanding. Well, y'all use it more times a year than I did. Well, once I got a little older, yeah. Anymore, I can't dance power. Oh, yeah, you got to, part of the message. Going home. There's my kids playing on the res in the dirt. Yeah, yeah. You got to keep your roots somewhere. Now, it may not be your home because, like, Oklahoma's pretty far. I can't go there every weekend. But you know what? I go over here to Bobby Rice's place on the Yavapai res, and we sweat in the sweat lodge. My kids grew up knowing his kids, grandkids, as his cousins. Because, you know, again, Mitaki, Ayolos, and we're all related, right? So having roots somewhere to go to call home. And sometimes all you got is your own home, and that's great. But have them roots there, a place of peace where you can relax and shut that rest of that world out, because by golly, you got to recharge them batteries. You gotta get your gumption back up. The world's tough. There's why in the dirt, and get some of that too. I'm telling you, it's dirty, it's gross. I'll get some. No. Get some dirt under your nails. Take your shoes off. Get some dirt on your feet, grass on your feet. What's the kids say now? Go touch grass. Yeah, go do that. Yeah, his mother was not happy when we got home. There she is, braiding the baby's hair for powwow. Having the connection with folks around you that think and believe like you do. Not necessarily every single issue. That's ridiculous to think that you're going to find somebody like that. Because as human beings, we are all different. But we're much more the same. Also, you have to hang out with a pack of wolves. Don't do that. Do not do that. But that is a wolf. That's at a wolf sanctuary run by an Apache friend of mine. Her name's Tanya. And she runs this wolf sanctuary. People think they can make these animals pets. They are not dogs at all. But what you got to do when you hang out with them is you got to go nose to nose with them. And if you cow in any way, you're food. I'm not kidding. So my cousin Paul and my wife standing behind me was like, go ahead, Manuel. You got this. This is my dad. He just got diagnosed with lung cancer. We're waiting to find out if the specialist doctor can operate. It's in a spot that they can't really get to. They may end up removing an entire lung. We don't know. So keep him in your prayers. His name is Bob. But he helped, obviously, me learn and maintain who I am today. Because you learn who you are from your folks, right? You learn how to parent from your parents, or how not to parent from your parents. But I learned from my folks, and that's Walelu, Stanford Powwow, California. You continue to live your life in the best way you know how. Whether you are Italian and you sit down with your family, mangia, right? That's it. Or you're German and you sit down with your relatives in Brust. You know, you maintain who you are. Painting me this. There's my mother. For now, see, with my Irish, Scottish looking ma, you can tell why I look like this. And my brown father was really confused when they held me up in the nursery when I was born. He's like, no, that's a white kid. That's the wrong baby. Why does he look like the milkman? And you got to stand up for people. You got to stand up for people. That's where those strong roots come in. You got to do it. This brother and I found each other at this protest. We were both wearing the same shirt. And he's like, hey, let me hold one of those signs. I was like, all right. And you continue to maintain, and you teach the younger generation, no matter if they are biologically yours or not, you teach the younger generation what you know. Because I've found teaching folks things, I've learned a heck of a lot more than I ever did reading any book. I went to school and got a degree in American Indian Studies. I thought that was going to be an easy A, because heck, Grandpa used to tell me Indian stories all the time about the rabbit, and then he did the thing. That's why the possum's tail's ugly, and stories like that, and how the bat got his wings. And so I wasn't thinking I'd have to learn about cultural pluralism in the American justice system, American Indian law, art, Native American art, Southwest, Northwest, Great Basin, Great Plains, North Plains, Southern Plains, Northeastern woodlands, you follow? And then, Mesoamericans, and then Canadians, and South Americans, and American Indian world views, i.e. religion. That took a lot of traveling and moving about and going to ceremony with different people, learning their languages, because language is everything. It's the way your mind works. I'll give you an example. In most native tongues, you would say a bear is there. In English, you say I, me. I come for I, me. I see a bear. Even though I am not subject to the conversation, I come first. I see a bear. Your mind works that way. The language is important, i.e. words are important. So at the museum, even though we are a museum, which is a colonial construct in itself, hey, let's look at these people's stuff and charge money for other people to look at these people's stuff. We're trying to decolonize colonial, yeah, I got a lot of work ahead of me, but language is important. We don't have collections. We don't have a collection. We have cultural resource material. Who does that belong to? The people. It belongs to the people. It's not mine. And if any person from that culture walks in there and says, my grandpa Ben Naha painted that, I'll say, do you want it back? We paid $6,000 for that, but do you want it? Let me go get the paperwork. It's yours. We don't do like other museums. There's a great joke I heard the other day. Why aren't there any pyramids in Europe? Because you can't, they're too big to pick up from Africa and Mexico and put in the Louvre. They stole it all. Yes. So that kind of thing we have and are continuing to move away from. There was a law passed in 1995 called NAGPRA, Native American Graves Repatriation Act. And what it was, President Clinton signed that in 95, and said within 10 years, you should have gotten rid of any burial goods you have, any human remains you have, and give them back to the people they belong to. Here we are in 2026. And there's only one museum that is 100% NAGPRA compliant. And this museum, it only took them 1995, when it passed, I believe it was August or something like that. By the end of 1995, it was done. That's my museum. The Museum of Man in San Diego has over 4,000 human remains in cardboard boxes up on shelves. Their excuse is, we don't have enough manpower. Dude, I got 3 people and I'm one of them. You're full of baloney. It's the nicest word I could think. Another excuse is, we're still studying them. For what? You dug up someone's grandma. Let her go home. You knew they were Navajo when you dug them up. Send them home. So standing up for folks, standing up for what you believe in, that's how I also maintain. Because I'm still a warrior. It may not be on the battlefield, because I broke my back on my 51st jump and then jumped 6 more times. I was telling Suki, that's how you can tell how smart I am not. But I'm still a warrior, and I'll still fight. And in fact, when I got home, oh, there's Wyatt. Here's another way we do it. You know when in elementary school, when you got to stand up, dress in your finest clothes at Christmas time and sing Frosty the Snowman and Rudolph and all that? That's what he was doing. But he has his 2 braids, and he's got his necklace that is made from badger claws. And all the other little kids, wow, that's a cool necklace. He wasn't old enough to have bear or eagle claws because he's just a little fella. But that badger, he's like a little badger too. They got to notice at the ER really good. And it's my father taking Wyatt out to dance first time. That's a good picture, isn't it? I should make posters and sell it. No, I'm just kidding. I got told to do that though. I was like, no. I'll wait till Dad's gone. Oh. And there's Wyatt again. That roach headdress, the mohawk. Well, the mohawk was the people that wore it. That was the name of their tribe. But the roach is what it's called. But when I see kids out there rebelling, mostly against their parents, but rebelling, and they got the roach, I think that's the good stuff. Am I going over my time, dear? She's like, yeah. Okay. But my point is, you put a quarter on me, I'll just keep going. My point is, it's all around us, and that's how we're able to adapt and heal and maintain that path. The red road, as we call it, the road of tradition. So, with that, are we supposed to go into that song? Yeah, okay. I do have a thing after we do this. I'm gonna make y'all sing a Lakota song. Try to keep up, fancy jacket. If you can sing the whole thing, I won't take your jacket.
Okay. Tell you what,
Well, no.
we're going to skip the closing hymn because Manuel wants to teach us the benediction that he's going to do very quickly because we have a meeting at 11:30 and people want to get their coffees. So, what can I say? And when we're done with the Pilamaya, then we will go have coffee real quick. No, when we're done with the Pilamaya, Rick will be up here and Dawn to explain the congregational meeting procedures that will start at 11:30. And this is really important for you all to be here. So drink fast.
I'm sorry, I stole your time. See, my grandpa always told me, white man's time will give you stomach cancer. You're worrying too much. Get rid of that watch. Just walk with the sun. That's his excuse for being late all the time. Right? Me too. So this song is a Polimia song, and Polimia is actually the female vocal in Lakota. Remember I said it was a sun dancer, so the songs that we sing in Sweat Lodge and those are Lakota Sioux songs. This is a thank you song. This is one we sing at the end of our Sweat Lodge ceremony. And you can see the words written in English Sioux, and then what it actually translates to. So it's a whole lot of thank you. And I'm going to sing one verse through, and then I'm going to ask y'all to join. And we're going to do it 4 times, because the sacred directions, right? Was it never eat shredded wheat, never eat soggy waffles, right? North, east, south, west. Okay. All right, so I hope I don't sing too much hard in the mic. So there's already the lead singer, and they start out the lead and they sing the first line in the song, and then everybody follows in. So you'll see how it goes once I sing it once, and then y'all are gonna jump in. And I will cue you to start singing your part, okay? When we get to it. So I'll sing the first one. Wanka tonka, tonka shela, bila mai hai hello hey. Shanu pa wanka chayang toming tolu hey. Bila mai hai hello hey. We chose any one blind kulelo. Bela mai hai he, bela mai hai hello hey. Chanu pa wanka cham hanyak tome kolyo hey. Bela mai hai hello hey. We chose any one blind to hello. Bela mai hai, bela mai hai hello hey. Oh. There's a line missing on there. That's okay. That's okay. All right, y'all got it? Ready? Now, I want y'all to laugh. I want y'all to have a good time because this is a good feeling song. This song lets you know that the suffering of the 200-something degree sweat lodge you're in is about to be over. So it's a good, feel-good song, and we usually belt this thing out. So, okay, I'm going to do the first top one, that Wonka Tonka Tonka Shela. And then I'm going to point at y'all, and we're all going to sing together, Wonka Tonka Tonka Shela Pilamia, okay? And then on down. Ready? Wonka Tonka Tonka Shela, Wonka Tonka Tonka Shela, Pilamia Eloe. Chanupa wanka chayana kole kolyo hey. Pela maya yellow hey. We chose anyone maya kuhelo. Pela maya hey. Pela maya yellow hey. Chanupa wanka chayana kole kolyo hey. Pela maya yellow hey. We chose anyone black to hello. Pila my hey, pila my hello hey ho. Wonka tonka tonka shelo, wonka tonka tonka shelo. Pila my hello hey. Janupa wonka chaya nakoe kolyo e, pela mai hai yellow e. We chose any one blaya ku hello, pela mai hai e, pela mai hai yellow e. Janupa wonka chaya nakoe kolyo e, pela mai hai yellow e. We chose anyone blaya to hello, pela mai he, pela mai hello eh. Wonka tonka, tonka shelo, wonka tonka, tonka shela, pela mai hello eh. Chanupa wonka chaya nakome kolyo eh. Pela mai hai hello eh. We chose anyone blaya to hello. Pela mai hai, pela mai hai hello eh. Janupa wonka chaya nakome kolyo eh. Pela mai hai hello eh. We chose anyone blaya to hello. Pela mai hai he, pela mai hai hello eh oh. Wonka tonka, tonka shela. Wonka tonka, tonka shela. Pela mai hai hello eh. Shanupa wonka cha ya nak pome polyo he. Pela mai hai yellow eh. We chose anyone blaya aktu hello. Pela mai hai hey, pela mai hai hello eh. Janupa wonka chaya nakame kolyo eh. Pela mai hai yellow eh. We chose anyone blaya aktu hello. Pela mai hai, pela mai hai, hello eh ho. Oh, Madakia. Good job. You know what? When we're over here at the Res and we're in the sweat lodge and we're singing that song, you can always hear the funky music from the dirty, stinking bar that's down at the bottom of the hill, just right outside the reservation, teasing all the Native Americans, come drink alcohol. And we always want to belt out and be louder than their stupid bands. I'm going to ask the medicine man if I can invite y'all to come and so we can just blow them out of the water. And we'll sing the Poliamia song. Wanton folks, thanks for listening to me and thanks for supporting the Museum of Indigenous People. And you still ain't off the hook for that jacket. And Wanton, thank you. Hope.
We will now finish by extinguishing the chalice. And join me with these words. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. And Rick, if you are abandon the choir.
Okay, I think everybody knows there is a congregational meeting. It is scheduled for 11:30. It's now 11:15, so I would suggest 11:40 to give us just an extra 10 minutes. So go get a cookie and a bit of get us something, and please be back. Will be the annual congregational meeting at which we will be electing new officers. There's a bylaw change to be considered, and also a budget to be passed. And the good news, of course, we all know we have a balanced budget and we have pledges to cover it, so it should be straightforward. But we do need enough people to be a quorum to come back in order to convene the meeting. So please come back, and we will see you at 11:40. Thank you.